back. Hello everyone, Enrique back here for another reaction video back on here on Striker's channel. And for those who didn't miss me at all and hate me with all their guts, well, too bad, I'm back. And today I am reacting to Death Battle's new video, Venom vs. Crona, Marvel vs. Soul Eater. Oh, I can't wait to see these two. I have a feeling they'll be great acquaintances for my army. Let's not waste any more time and watch this, shall we? 3, 2, 1, go.
It's always nice to have a best friend attached to your hip.
I mean, I can relate. There's my best friend, Inspector.
But these two take their friends even further than
Yep.
that.
Venom, the lethal symbiote and Spider-Man's best frenemy.
And Crona, the deadly demon sword from Soul Eater.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. At the beginning of time, in the faraway reaches of space, the Clintar rose from a living darkness.
Clintar.
One of these amorphous symbiotes was Venom.
Who was a freaking loser? Hey, don't look at me. All the goop aliens were saying it. So they kicked the poor
Why
slime
do we
ball
call them a
straight off the
loser if he's the
planet.
most
In its
popular
exile,
symbiote?
the symbiote underwent a number of misadventures which firmly shaped its personality. It bonded to a heroic Kree soldier rescuing refugees, a violent monster who committed genocide, and apparently Deadpool.
Oh boy.
Damn, no wonder Venom's so messed up in the head.
Eventually, the symbiote was discovered by Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
It gave him a pretty slick black suit and awesome new powers. But after finding out it was a confused, raging, psychopathic alien, Pete decided to exercise it with the power of Christian Rock.
A wise decision, although ill-timed, as this event would cause the symbiote to finally meet its greatest partner, Edward Brock.
Eddie was a journalist with the unluckiest
You know,
backstory
one thing I
ever.
want to
While
say
trying to
is I
uncover
do
the
love
identity of a
seeing
serial
my
killer, he
little
blamed the
baby
wrong
brother
guy.
having a
The
tantrum
same day
because
he
of the
published
last
his
death
article,
battle he
Spidey
saw.
caught the real killer, who lived right next door to the dude Eddie blamed.
Long story short, Eddie was fired from his job, divorced by his wife, and disowned by
Oh,
his
that's
father.
rough, buddy.
Who already blamed Eddie for his wife dying in childbirth.
On top of all of that, Eddie learned he developed adrenal cancer, with only a few months left to live.
Man, and I thought 2020 was rough. I almost don't blame him for becoming a supervillain.
With all hope lost, he begged God to take it all away, and got an answer. The symbiote.
Just like Captain Planet, with their powers combined, these two losers became a super loser.
Why would you call him a
Well,
super
no,
loser
they
if
actually
you were
became a
able to beat
horrifying monster
Spider-Man a few
with all of
times?
Spider-Man's powers and then some.
Their mutual hatred of Spider-Man caused the symbiote to bond to Eddie like no host ever before. They were perfect, a terror in the night, an unstoppable demon. They were Venom.
It even cured Eddie's cancer.
Sort of, it's complicated.
Apart from Spider-Man's
probably have
webbing
the
and
symbiote on my
web-crawling
own.
powers, Venom can use shape-shifting to mold his body into
360
cool
degree
doodads.
vision,
Swords,
camouflage
shields,
invisibility,
tendrils, worm
energy
monster things,
absorption.
even wings. Yeah, imagine seeing this guy flying outside your window
Super
at night.
terrifying.
Well, good luck sleeping ever again.
Venom can camouflage his entire body, heal severe wounds like impalement and lost limbs, see all around him at once, and psychically project emotions onto others.
Normally, this just makes people feel sorry for themselves, like Wiz on Tinder. But one time he
talking
convinced a
about?
bunch of other
This guy was
symbiotes that
married.
life was meaningless and they killed themselves. Shit, that's dark.
If desperate, the symbiote can even invade the bodies of others and make them burst from inside out.
Gross and awesome.
Very
but if he
perfect
doesn't want to
indeed.
pop them like a fun balloon, he can just take over their body like a creepy puppet master.
While attached to a victim, Venom can control them by fusing the symbiote to their nervous system, specifically the brainstem and frontal lobes. Fighting off this mind control is extremely difficult unless you have powers that can directly counter it, such as another symbiote.
Oh god, aliens, tentacles, and mind control? Are we sure this episode is rated E for everyone, or do we need to start blurring stuff?
Don't worry, aside from being a horrible mass murderer, Venom's stories are completely wholesome.
Right.
Venom proved a dangerous thorn in Spider-Man's side and frequently ruined his life. even taking a page out of my favorite book, The Most Dangerous Game, and hunting him on a private island.
Yeah, he was the coolest rival ever. But
Cotton
over the
through
years,
200
things kind of calmed down a bit. They even teamed up
Got
every so
200 ton.
often.
See,
Garage
even
Wheel
with so
defeated
much
Spider-Man,
anger,
Carnage,
Eddie had a
Juggernaut,
legitimate
Brindle.
desire to protect others. As a teenager stealing his dad's car, he accidentally ran over and killed a child. Despite his desire to confess, his father forced him to plead innocent and rigged the jury. The guilt has weighed him down ever since.
Yikes.
So while Venom does have a hunger for human brains, he'd rather eat the face off a criminal than an innocent person.
Yep.
Venom's as tough as they come. He's survived Ghost Rider's penance stare. He's strong enough to toss a tank hundreds of feet up, and fast enough to take down Spidey 2099, who once caught Mjolnir while it was moving 2,000 times the speed of sound.
Although Venom does not possess the spider sense that allows Parker to react in microseconds, he can still keep up with all the usual Spidey gallery. Plus, while symbiotes have
Well,
a
Venom
severe
is
weakness to
resistant
high-pitched
to
sound and
negative
heat, he's developed resistances to them.
Like when he took this giant explosion, or when
Well,
he
see,
survived
as
a
you
sonic
keep
scream
improving.
from some mutant gremlins that shattered all glass within 10 miles.
While he may be tougher to take down than most other symbiotes, Venom never fully overcame his weaknesses. However, his symbiotic genes provide far more help than harm. This includes traits and memories from other hosts, like Scorpion and Flash Thompson.
Wait. Bullets are a genetic trait? How do I pass that down?
Venom would certainly need a lot of firepower to survive an encounter with the symbiote god.
Oh, geez,
Oh
here
my
we go.
God.
At first, the Clintar symbiotes were seen as a peaceful people. But turns out they were actually living weapons forged by the primordial deity Null in an attempt to conquer the universe.
And I bet next up, Marvel decides they're magic maple syrup people from Asgardian IHOP. But okay, cosmic sludge made by alien Satan. Let's go with
Oh
that.
God.
Despite it all, Eddie and the symbiote have proven they're far more than the dark legacy the Clintar were intended for. They've even gained the respect of the Avengers and eventually considered Spider-Man a friend. Sort of. It's
Really?
complicated.
Eddie really is the best pal Venom could have found. And let's be real, he just looks freaking badass.
Hell yeah.
See us everywhere, even in your nightmares.
Alright, now let's see his
In
competition.
ancient times, a demonic being known as the Kishin ravaged humanity, nearly
Ooh.
driving all mankind into the depths of madness. This monster could only be defeated and sealed away by the god of death.
So, why is the literal god of death so goofy looking? You ever seen Death Note? Hell, even Thanos' girlfriend is scarier than this clown.
If you are unfamiliar with the world of Soul Eater,
Yeah,
prepare
I'm not
yourself.
familiar.
It's different.
What the
Well, not
hell?
one in a return of the apocalypse, Death and his oven mitts founded a school, Death Academy.
Here, warriors called Meisters would train to fight evil using the power of their souls.
They even got neat demon weapons that doubled as people. Together, they learned courage, chivalry, unbreakable friendship. You know, all that anime crap.
Crona Gorgon was not one of these students.
Buckle up, it's all Gloomsville from here. Deal with it.
I don't think I know how to deal with this situation.
Throughout their childhood,
Oh,
Crona was
please, this one needs
abused
to
by
be
their
tied.
mother,
Why?
Medusa, a witch obsessed with the legendary Kishin.
You can see where this is going. Anime Uma Thurman was such a fangirl she figured, hey, why don't I make my own Kishin? So she used her child as a guinea pig in a bunch of crazy experiments. You know, it kind of sounds like something you do,
Oh,
Wiz.
Jesus
Don't be
Christ.
silly.
My
They
dad
only
wasn't like
use
that.
actual guinea pigs. Part of Medusa's great experiment included bonding Crona to a weapon, much like the Meisters of Death Academy. However, joining with Ragnarok was a bit more literal.
Ragnarok used to be your run-of-the-mill transforming weapon person until Medusa melted him alive in black blood.
Black blood being another experiment of hers. Crona's own blood is, in fact, this same black blood, which they can remotely control. It can be used to heal wounds and even harden as a sort of internal armor.
Cooking rags in black blood turned him into a brand new weapon that was literally poured into Crona's
Oh,
bloodstream.
From
damn.
that point on, Crona and Ragnarok were two halves of the same person. The meek and tortured child firmly attached to their loud and brazen weapon.
And Raggy has that black blood control too. They can yank poor Crona around like a puppet. They can use black blood to create wings, thorny vines, all kinds of weapons, and big-ass needles. Ugh, I hate needles. What's up with that mouth when he transforms into a sword? That thing's messed up.
Like the Meisters, Crona can wield their own soul in combat. Amplified by Ragnarok has a technique called screen resonance. Think of it like hooking an electric guitar up to an amp, though more akin to a screeching
That's
banshee
not
on
gonna sound good,
LSD.
isn't it?
I didn't know you play.
I don't.
Ooh.
It's incredibly powerful, causing
Oh, his
internal
ears are
damage
bleeding.
to foes and making Ragnarok vibrate to increase his cutting power. Hey, are you okay?
What?
Oh,
With this weapon at their side, Crona set out on a quest to become a Kishin, which required quite a lot of homicide.
Yeah, Ragnarok
Oh,
can
great.
absorb the souls of dead people, and supposedly
Ooh.
enough souls will turn Crona into the Kishin. So they went around slaughtering hundreds of people.
Despite their name, Death Academy wasn't exactly a fan, particularly their star student, Maka Alburn.
Don't worry, she and Crona ended up becoming good friends. Until they weren't. Sort of. It's complicated.
As a pawn in Medusa's mission, Crona gained several levels of new potential. Notably, after gaining or absorbing the powers of the monstrous Black Clown, the demon tool Brew, and even Ashura, the original Kishin.
All of which increased Crona's abilities, especially the black blood.
Hmm,
Now
she's
Crona can
gonna
turn
be
their
able to
entire
follow
body
through
into
that.
goop, and the slightest touch could inflict madness. That's madness with a capital M, by the way.
This madness is a corruptive effect that causes targeted variants of delusion or obsession, often spread as a wavelength. The wavelength of Crona's mad blood specifically causes violent psychosis.
Crona may be a pawn, but they're a badass. They can cut through a whole ghost ship, cover the moon with sound waves, open the moon's
Damn.
mouth? What the hell is wrong with that moon?
Crona and Ragnarok have held
I
their
have
own
no
against
idea.
multiple Death Academy students, including Maka, Death the Kid, and Black Star.
Sometimes all at once.
Kid once flew from Nevada to Egypt in less than a minute, and Black Star is even faster. He's dodged lasers and been tracked moving over 20 kilometers in 6 microseconds while approaching Baba Yaga Castle.
And Crona's been able to make enough mad blood to crush a whole goddamn Ukrainian city.
While this city isn't named, we can use a similar metropolitan area in Ukraine, Kiev, for instance. With this in mind, Crona must have created over 9 trillion tons of black blood, enough to fill over 6 billion Olympic swimming pools.
But Crona's a big leap from invincible. They've had their shit kicked in plenty of times, and their hardened black blood
Ouch.
can only block so much.
Even then, Medusa's plan ultimately succeeded. After years of scheming, Crona absorbed the power of Ashura and became a Kishin.
Well, more like Kishin absorbed Crona, but close enough.
But with the power of friendship, Crona ironically wound up defeating the Kishin once and for all. Despite their life being nothing but destruction, Crona was the one who ultimately saved the world.
With an added side effect of a new madness wavelength that made everyone obsessed with boobs. Truly a positive effect on people everywhere.
Just give up. I'm tired of trying to figure out how to deal with you.
Jesus Christ.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data
Well,
through all
let's see what
possibilities.
happens.
But first, instead of chewing on brains and souls, how about chewing on blue?
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
All right,
If you
skip
want to
the
increase your
ads.
performance confidence,
Let's start. What are you doing there, Ed?
Hello? I want to be alone.
Hey, pay attention, you turd. Ah, lucky day. 2 brains for the price of 1.
All right, you two. Let's see which one you
I
first.
don't think I can handle this right now.
Oh, she mad.
Your mind is ours. Dinner time.
Oh no. Oh, she's good. Damn.
He's gone?
Nope.
What is he?
Just invisible.
We are the ones hiding under your bed. Teeth ground sharp.
And it's glowing red. But you don't have red eyes. My granddad does. Still, Love the reference to Nightmare Before Christmas. Uh-oh.
Your blood.
I know. It's black.
Even the moon's here.
Wake up, stupid!
Oh look, he has wings. I don't know, but I think you're gonna lose this one. Ooh. See, that's been her insanity mode, dude. You can't escape this.
We are the darkness. We are your nightmare. We are Venom.
Uh-oh.
I hate you.
Ooh. Sorry, Venom. Now that was amazing.
These symbiotes really get to stop picking fights with pink-haired anime characters. They're f***ing crazy.
Venom
Yeah.
was certainly a tricky opponent.
I mean,
His
look at me, for
shape-shifting
example. My hair
camouflage
is
and
purple.
multitude of weapons kept Crona on guard. Unfortunately, Venom lacked the power needed to keep up a prolonged fight.
Yeah, Crona matching Black Star's speed makes for a pretty clear difference. Crona could reach Mach 9,000, while Venom only topped out around Mach 2,000.
And while Venom has shown incredible physical strength that puts Spider-Man to shame, he could never compete with 9 trillion tons of Mad Blood.
Which, by the way, that precise control of the Black Blood totally meant Crona could push out any of Venom's attempt at being a puppeteer.
And Crona's shown even greater feats of strength as well. Assuming all of the moon's teeth are similar in size and stone, opening this jaw is equivalent to lifting over 10,000 tons.
I mean, the
Of
moon's
course,
crazy
the final
big.
nail in Eddie's coffin was the fact that half of Crona's arsenal was sound-based. Basically, Venom's kryptonite.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Recall that Venom did gain a notable resistance to sound attacks, so we needed to determine if Crona's sonic waves were great enough to effectively harm him.
You know those gremlins who shattered every window in 10 miles with a screech attack? The symbiote barely survived it, so that's a good high end to look at.
It takes at least 100 decibels to shatter glass normally. To cover that much distance, the combined sonic blast must have equaled about 244 decibels. In contrast, in order to engulf the moon, Crona's sonic waves must have reached over 275 decibels.
And yes, that's considering the weird size and shape of the moon. Ugh, just look at that freaky thing.
Sure, 275 doesn't seem that much more than 244, but decibels increase on a logarithmic rate. This means Crona's sound attack was actually over 1,000 times stronger.
Yeah.
Fanny for sure wasn't surviving that.
Eddie and the symbiote held their own with versatility, but Crona and Ragnarok had them beat in destructive power, blistering speed, and an arsenal that could take advantage of Venom's key weakness.
Looks like Venom just got Ragnaroked.
The winner is Crona.
Well, Crona, welcome to the team.
Thanks for watching this episode of Death Battle. Come back next week to see previews of our upcoming matchups. If you want to watch more stuff, you can click the boxes right around here.
Alright,
And you can always
who's
pick up
next?
some TV merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
Attention, blue team! This is the red team! We are here to destroy you!
I got a tank! People with tanks are never outnumbered.
Red versus blue? You know, I kind of call this a bit of a shameless plug. But anyway, that was a very entertaining battle to see. I guess I found a new person to add to my army. I need to make some phone calls. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please go to Death Battle and leave a like and a comment to their videos. And if you like my reaction, leave a like and a comment as well. Also turn on notifications if you want. Also comment below if you wanted more of me. But anyways, everyone, I hope you enjoyed my grand return. And if you did, you'll be seeing me a lot more often. Anyways, This is Enrique signing off. Goodbye, everyone.
Introduce myself. It's funny.